this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you just a quick little tutorial on painting the mason jars, or you could actually do this on any bottle. I like the fact that it has some different details actually in the glass itself for the technique that I'm going to do. I've never tried this before, so this will be a newbie for me. I'm going to start off by just totally base coating the jar. I am using the FolkArt multi-surface paint. It's vintage white. And then I'm also using one of my favorite brushes. It's a Glass Art by Dynasty, number 71. It's a 3/8 inch brush. And I'm just going to base coat it. And then you'll have to stick around and see what I do with it after that. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. I want you to stick around and watch the video, of course. Now, as far as coating this, I would just make sure you have a good coat of paint on it. Nothing specific as far as, you know, how thick or to do 2 coats or whatnot. With this type of brush that I'm using, it's very easy to get a good coat on it as opposed to regular paint brushes. The bristles are very, very soft, and I think that helps with doing glass painting. That's just my opinion, but these brushes are awesome. And I've mentioned them several times in my glass painting whenever I'm doing, especially doing like a one coat type of, or one color, I shouldn't say one coat, one color type of painting. They're perfect for it. And that's mainly because they do provide such a good coverage. Because a lot of times with regular brushes, you're going to have to allow your design to dry and then come back and coat over it maybe a few times. With these brushes, in a lot of cases, it's really easy to get the coverage you want the first time you do it. Now obviously if you wanted a more opaque look, then you know you might have to do a couple. It just depends on the project, it really does. But I know for me, with a lot of, you know, anytime I go with a one color type painting, if it's possible, I'm going to be using the brushes that are in this line. Because very rarely do you have to go back and coat them again. Now, I just had seen somebody do this technique, and I just got my hand stuck here. I do have something else I could be using to hold this. I'm going to have to pull the silly item out so I can start using that for my gloss painting. So much easier than when I'm trying to hold it. And I'll have to introduce that. I'm not even sure if they make them anymore. Like I said, a lot of my stuff I have, you know, I've just had some of, whether it's paint or whatnot, some of it I've just had around for so long that companies have actually discontinued the product and I'm not aware of it. If you are new to my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button that you see before you head out. If you hit that subscribe button, the next step you need to take is to hit that bell. That's a notification bell, so that when I post something new, you will get notified that I've posted something new and be able to take a look at it. Once you view my videos, or video, however, make sure that you take a moment to give me a big thumbs up. And I'd like to hear from you in the comments down below the video. Also, I know I'm giving you a lot of please do this and that. Before you leave, there is a button also underneath the video that says share. Hit that share button, and you know what that'll do? That'll allow you to share it with your friends and family and followers. If you think my painting or the type of videos I do, because I do a variety, it's not all the same stuff. A lot of it is glass painting, I do have to admit that, but it's not all glass painting. And sometimes I share designs, but I am painting on glass. I just think that glass is a very easy surface to paint on for the flow of the paint. That's one reason I like it so much. Now, once you paint your bottle, your jar, your bottle, whatever you're doing, allow it to dry, and then you'll have to, like I said, stick around and see what I'm going to do with this. I think it's pretty neat. It's a neat process. Something different that I've not tried before. And that's one thing too, I like to see different videos myself, because it gives you a little bit of a idea of some other types of ways of doing things that might be a little easier. Who knows? We're going to find out. And they're fun to share. Fun to share. And I like my quick little videos. I hope you do too. If you've tried this technique, once you see it, let me know if you like it. And we'll discuss it a little bit further, a little bit later here. But first I want to give my bottle a chance to dry before I do that. Now, right now I'm not going to currently paint the bottom. I personally, you can or you don't have to. Bottom looks like that. I like for things to be finished as much as possible on the front, back, upside, downside, however. So I will, once this is done, I will go back and do that. Now just while I'm painting this, I'm just adding, I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat. Excuse me. I will be just going around and just making it a little bit more opaque even before it dries, just so that I have the look I want. That's all. But it can be thinner. This is just going to be a cute home decor piece. And it seems like so many people like the jars and the bottles right now. That's definitely a trend. I need to come up with probably some more designs to do on these type of things. If you have any suggestions, also, I love to hear from you. I love to get ideas and things that you would like to see so that I can create them. Because when you're doing a lot of videos, it seems like you get to the point where it's kind of hard to figure out what people want to see. And I definitely want to make videos that you're interested in. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to let this dry, and then I will show you the technique I'm talking about. Okay, I've given this glass jar over the night to dry. I tried to do this a little sooner yesterday and wiped off more paint than what I really wanted to. So let's give it a try now and see how it goes. It might be now that I've got it too dry, but we'll see. And I think that might be the case. Well, this is not working out like I planned. Yeah, it's definitely not coming off that easily. Alright, let's go for... Yeah, yesterday it was wiping off very easily, and today it's not. But I really liked how it was looking, especially when you have like these different parts. Alright, well, I wasn't having much luck with using the wet. As you could see, it was not working. I had to push so hard to get it to come off. So now I'm going to try, this does actually work, and I think it's probably, my rag was too big when I was doing it before, and I don't know if I was getting too much wetness in other areas while I was trying to do it. I would do it, let it dry a little bit longer than I did, maybe a few hours, and then try it. You just have to be careful you're not wiping off too much. But right now I'm going to try it just with a sanding block and just go over it. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a distressed look, but I don't want too much of a distressed look. I just want it to be kind of slight. That's why I like to have the little bump ups that are on here, you know, the little measurements and designs and that type of thing, because then it gives me something to actually, instead of just trying to scratch on the smooth surface, it gives me something else to kind of scrape off a little bit, give it some interest, make it look a little worn. And then you can go around like the bottom a little bit, scruff it up. Maybe go around this a little bit more. Hopefully I don't take off more paint than I want again. But my sanding block is really worn, so if you're using a new one, you might want to be a little cautious with that too, because that might end up taking off more than what you're wanting. So just be careful, you know. But I think if I had done this when it wasn't quite as dry, but drier than what I was doing, maybe give it a little more than a couple hours. I did hit it with a drying tool though before, and it still, I don't think was dry enough. I want it to look a little bit more worn around the top. Give it a little bit more on the bottom, and maybe even do on the body of it a little bit. Like I said, my block here is pretty worn. I'm sanding on wood. You could use probably a soft sandpaper, maybe even, to do this with. I'm going to go over this a little bit. I just touched up where I had messed it up with the rag, but I did put a little. See, that's more of a look I was trying to go for. I don't want a big open space, but just to make it look old and used. Something you'd find in a farmhouse decor, right? I wish I could get maybe a little bit more to get something off. And my paint adhered better than I thought. Isn't that always the case? You know, when you're trying to get something to do it, it won't. And when you're not, it's more than glad to help you out. That's what I always find. Anyhow, you get the gist of it. It's kind of making it look distressed, looking aged. But then I'm going to finish it off. And you really can do this with the wet cloth. I feel badly that what I was trying to do didn't work and achieve the look I was looking for. But there you go. Sometimes things are made to look easier than they really are. And it probably takes some experience, and this was the first time I was doing this. But I definitely like how it's turning out with the sanding block better. So there you go. If you've ever done it with the wet cloth, please let me know if there are any tips or tricks to try, and I can do it again. I might do it again anyways, just to see how to be more successful with it. Alright, well, I'm going to stop here with it because I don't want to get too carried away. I am going to put some twine around it and show you what it would look like with the candle in it. Now obviously, if you're going to be using this like to hold utensils or whatnot in the kitchen, I would highly recommend that you do so, but you put let me do it like this. I want a little bit of a bow here in the front, that you put some kind of varnish or something over the top of it, Mod Podge, dishwasher safe or whatnot, to protect it. Because you know, in the kitchen things can get pretty darn messy. Alright, you put a bow. I mean, if you have any kind of a, I want to show you what I did with another one. This I did at daughter's wedding and had them sitting around with little candles inside. I got a bunch of dirt inside. But anyhow, this was cute, and I made these little hearts out of air dry clay and tied them on. So those were really cute with a candle in them. I think this is adorable. I do have a little candle here I'm going to stick in it, and then I'll take a picture of it. My candle dropped over, but anyhow, I'll take a picture of it for you. And just you might want to get more of the paint off, but again, it gives you, an idea of what you can do with it if you want to create something, or buttons or whatever. At Christmas time I made these with the bath salt, or the mineral salt I should say. Did that with the Mod Podge over them. Did the twine around it, and I actually hot glued some, I don't know, like some berries and greenery around the top. And they're adorable to sit out. But I really like the look of this. Again, they're starting to get more of a crack here. But just very, very rustic looking, and good farmhouse decor, right? Alright, well, I appreciate you sticking around for this video. Sorry my initial thing didn't work out the way I thought, but hey, that's part of trying things and continuing to try to work with them to see what actually makes it work. But I will keep doing that and probably come back with another video. But until then, if you like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that share button underneath and share it with your friends and family and your social network. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so that you get notified whenever I do additional videos. Alright, thanks again. Until the next video, have a good one.